If the thought of walking into a high-tech Gangnam clinic feels more like sci-fi than spa day, don't worry, we've got you covered. Today, we're walking into the world's skincare capital for a journey that's equal parts high-tech and high-tempo. Hello, dreamers, believers, and bucket list retreaters. Welcome back to Bucket List Retreats, the podcast. I'm your hostess, Kelly Morgan Murley. If you are new here, welcome in. This is where we deep dive into the world's most transformative and deep escapes. Today, we're talking about Glow-cations, a 2026 trend where travelers are flocking to Seoul, Seoul, for a complete skin and spirit reset. And Seoul, South Korea has become the bucket list destination for Glow-cations. From an 18-step viral head spa, that sounds just divine to me, to a 13-day escape that pairs clinical dermatology with the ancient science of a mountain temple. Grab your sheet masks, everyone. It's time for some soul searching. I'm so happy to have you guys here with me again today. I'm back to drinking a hot drink. I will put a picture in the video, if you're watching us on YouTube, of what I'm drinking. It is a chocolate tea that I got in the Dominican Republic, and I absolutely love it. It is so smooth. I never would have bought it if they hadn't have given us a sample when I was on this food tour in downtown Santo Domingo. I had been on that retreat that we are doing in repeat in January of 2027. If you're interested, check out the website, or the link, of course, is in the description. Anyhow, after that retreat, I wanted to stay in the Dominican Republic, and I went to Santo Domingo for 3 days by myself. I had a great time. I went on this food tour, and that's where I discovered this chocolate tea. It's super light and so smooth, and I put just a dab of agave in there, and it is so delicious. Still quite hot. So I have been doing my best to do a glass face. And I don't know how that works for a woman of my age, but I have tried out all of these Medicube products that are on TikTok these days. I've been purchasing from the TikTok shop, totally influenced because the cost, my cream that I buy, which is an It Cosmetics cream that I love, is $50 all by itself at Ulta, and it's about the same price on Amazon. And on the TikTok shop, I get loads of product for about $58 from Medicube, and I absolutely do love them. Now, my daughter did give me the Medicube sheet mask, and I haven't used it yet. I'm saving it. I don't want to use it too soon. Why do we do that? I don't mean to. I should just use it. But anyhow, so I don't really think I'm young enough to go for the glass effect, but I have been pretty happy with these products because they bring so much moisture into my skin. And if anything can bring moisture into this old skin in this dry environment that I live in, today is so windy. And I know I have been complaining about the wind for the last 3 podcasts, if I'm not mistaken. Once in a while, like one day a week, there will be a beautiful day. And we have been taking advantage of it and exploring the area. We moved here 3 years ago, although we used to vacation in this area for years and years. We had a cabin 30 miles away, not too close, but a little bit away from here, higher up in the trees. And but we never really explored out to the northernmost areas, which is like Winslow, Arizona. I know that you've all heard about that in the song by the Eagles. And last week we went there and we just had the greatest time. It's really a nice little town. It's really clean. I was shocked that it didn't look more run down, but people have been revamping that place, and it's just super cute. And of course, the La Posada Hotel and the grounds, that's where the Amtrak station is, just magnificent. I just was so entranced. I'm like, I want this garden. I have to have this garden. But do you know what a garden means? Is that you have to be here all the time. And our goal is to be able to come and go and, leave for months if we want to. So, anyhow, trying not to complain too much because if all I have to deal with is a bit of wind, which is nothing compared to what they've been dealing with, like in the Midwest. I know I just want to call the Midwest when the winds are this high and say, button down the hatches because the wind is coming. One more drink of my yummy coffee tea. Okay. Anyhow, so I can't wait to get into this topic. It's really interesting and quite that. I'm so into all of this medical travel. I've been watching tons of YouTube videos on it, and these retreats started popping up for these Glow-cations where you're taking care of yourself. It's self-care, it's skincare, and it's spiritual care. So let's get into it. But first, as always, let's dive into some retreat news. We're looking at why the temple side of this trip is just as important as the treatment side. And we ran across this fascinating piece on travelagewest.com. There will be a link, of course, in our show notes. Temple stays. It's about 5 transformational temple stays, and it really is the perfect reminder that the best glow often comes from the quiet mind. Now, you're all going to have to forgive me. There are so many words in here I know I cannot pronounce, so I may be just spelling them. Here we go. This article was from last year, May 28, 2025. 5 transformational temple stays in South Korea. And it has a picture of a beautiful temple high in the mountains with beautiful landscaping. It says a Korean temple stay works as a perfect health and wellness retreat. Buddhism in Korea dates to the 4th century, so it's no surprise that the religion has become a deep-rooted part of modern Korean culture. And with more than 900 traditional Buddhist temples, the country has no shortage of spiritual pilgrimage spots. Since 2002, the Temple Stay program, founded by Georgi Order of Korean Buddhism, the prevailing school of Buddhism in Korea, has allowed visitors to experience monastic life firsthand across 30 different temples. Following are a few essential items to keep in mind. The typical duration of a temple stay is 2 days, but some extended periods are available. Throughout these trips, participants should keep noise to a minimum, avoid bright or revealing clothing, refrain from smoking or consuming alcohol, and treat all structures and objects with respect. Accommodations are simple and uniforms are provided. However, guests should bring basic layers of clothing and toiletries for communal showers. Throughout their stay, visitors will learn and practice meditation, the self-purification process of the 108 prostrations, tea ceremonies, and Buddhist chanting. That sounds fantastic to me. For 2 days, I could definitely give it a whirl. Additional activities and attractions vary by temple. So here's a breakdown of just some of the unique temple stays around the country. Additional information can be found on the Temple Stay website. Let's dive into the first retreat it's talking about. It shows another beautiful temple in the mountains. And it says, made famous by an episode of the Netflix documentary series Chef's Table. It is the temple in the town of Bakahan, Myeon, where Chef Yong Kwane creates simple yet exquisite temple food. In addition to practicing meditation and participating in tea ceremonies, visitors will learn from Kwan about the spiritual side of food. That sounds fantastic. For example, and it has this very long word, barugongyang, or offering, is a formal monastic meal which accompanies daily chants. Made up of single servings of rice, soup, and side dishes, it also is a practice of only taking what one needs. These principles of shunning excess and embracing simplicity are some of the tenets that the visitor will practice during a 2-day temple stay. I love that idea. Golgulsa. The temple is home to the oldest cave temple in the country and a 6th century carving in Mount Hamwall. Another main draw of temple stay here is the opportunity to learn Sumando, a traditional Buddhist Korean martial art. This practice is a yoga-like meditative fighting art that focuses on unifying mind and body through controlling one's breath. Temple stays at Golgusa range from crash course 1-day programs to immersive 10-day programs. Sounds amazing. I can imagine how breath could play into all of that. Moving on to Gwinsa maybe. In the heart of Sobaksan National Park, this temple, whose name translates to protect benevolence, is an oasis for natural beauty. Gwinsa's 30-plus magnificent buildings are nestled in steep terrain that integrates the temple with the surrounding landscape of thick forestry and soaring mountains. Clients opting for this remote temple stay experience can choose from day trips or 2-day programs. When I think about what this is like, I can imagine all of the stairs since it is on a mountain. And it talks about the steep terrain. And what I noticed when I was in the Dominican Republic at the Zaria Retreat Center, where we are having our retreat next January 2027, we would love to have you join us, is that the stairs slowed me down. I was very intimidated that I might fall during this stay, and I really didn't want that to happen. And so I told myself, well, you are going to slow down on these stairs and take your time. There's no going to be, oh, just a minute, let me run back to my room. I'll grab something I forgot. Instead, I would say, okay, well, I'll go ahead and get that. I'll be back in a few moments and take my time going down the stairs, which sometimes were wet, not always, and then walking back up the stairs, really taking my time and being mindful of where I was at and my body and how I was taking care of it. All right, so it shows a picture of this beautiful, it's such a beautiful retreat center, once again, nestled into the mountain with a light dusting of snow up there. And then it goes on to talk about the International Sion Center. Sion translates to Zen, a form of Taoist-influenced Buddhism. This modern meditation center is located in Seoul, and locals and tourists alike go there to learn how to meditate as well as escape the bustle of the nearby metropolis. Free classes in English on meditation and Buddhist teaching are available every Saturday evening, and the International Sion Center's temple stays are single-night programs available throughout the year. Next, Jigjisa roughly means pointing directly to the mind. And like most temple stays, Jujitsu emphasizes spiritual and mental rejuvenation. The temple is halfway between Seoul and Busan, accessible by the Seoul-Busan train line. Temple stay programs here range from 2 to 5 nights, depending on clients' particular interests. What I love about most of these places is that they sound like they would take beginners as well as people who have meditated for years. And these 2-day retreats really do interest me because as I always say, it takes 2 days to get out of your mind. So if you flew to Korea and spent the first 2 days doing all of the glass skincare and then spent 2 days at a monastery to look at your insides and work on your insides, sounds great to me. But if navigating those temples or clinics on your own feels a little daunting, you aren't alone. Luckily, we are moving into the era of the lead her traveler. Why spend hours on a translation app when you can travel with a pro who's already vetted all of the clinics for you? This is where influencer-led beauty retreats like Dr. Eunice Park's AREM or AIREM retreat are really changing the game. So let's check out her AREM retreat and see what it's all about. It is at thepuristonline.com. I will, of course, put a link in our show notes. AREM Beauty Retreat in Seoul. Clinical K Beauty meets an immersive wellness experience. Beauty mindful travel. I love that. Okay, and it shows a picture of 6 or 7 beautiful young women. So I would love to know if older women do this. I think we would love it just as much. But these young girls are absolutely loving it. Indulge in a glimpse of unparalleled beauty and innovation with Dr. Eunice Park and AREM, where luxury meets the forefront of Korean skincare and aesthetics. Park, a globally recognized figure in aesthetic medicine and plastic surgery, makes annual visits to South Korea, the world's beauty capital, to connect with visionary aesthetic leaders, cutting-edge device manufacturers, and pioneering cosmetic physicians. These journeys allow AREM to remain at the forefront of innovation in aesthetic wellness. Still don't know what AREM is. And it shows a picture of someone having a procedure. Each visit to Seoul is a meticulously crafted immersion into the latest breakthrough in skincare ingredients, technological advancements, and treatment methodologies. Park's itinerary is brimming with deep dives into the realms of beauty, precision technology, and skincare artistry. Her return from these enlightened trips brings a wealth of transformative knowledge, setting new standards at AREM Aesthetic Spa in New York. The inspiration drawn from Seoul fusion of creativity, design, and heritage informs AREM's dedication to bringing exclusive, globally curated beauty experiences to our clients. A dream long held has become reality at exclusive AREM Beauty Retreat in Seoul. Recently, we invited members of the AREM team and select guests to join Park on this remarkable journey, a bespoke wellness experience designed to bridge the best of K-beauty, K-culture, and K-wellness. The overwhelming interest from this year's retreat has inspired future intimate and curated retreats, offering more individuals a taste of this truly unique experience. And it shows a beautiful room set up for looks like a sing bowl ceremony. The 2025 itinerary is organized into 3 core pillars: K-beauty, K-culture, and K-wellness. Highlights include exclusive meetings, private sessions with leading device manufacturers where attendees witness firsthand the latest technologies shaping global aesthetics. Curated treatments, access to Seoul's premier aesthetic clinics handpicked by Park for their unmatched standards and innovative protocols. Gastronomic excellence. Now you're talking my lingo. Unforgettable dining experiences spanning Michelin-starred restaurants, local culinary gems, and refined interpretations of Korean temple cuisine. Cultural immersions, a regal palace tour, an overnight stay in a luxury hanok, a traditional Korean home, a lotus tea ceremony, and a tranquil sound bath, all celebrating the grace and elegance of Korean heritage. At At the heart of Aram aesthetic wellness is the Korean philosophy of gwali, a time-honored tradition of intentional self-care that harmonizes beauty and wellness. Through careful curated rituals, ranging from mindful tea ceremonies to advanced clinical skincare, Aram extends this philosophy to each individual, encouraging them to discover and express their most radiant selves. For those inspired by the essence of Korean beauty and wellness, we warmly invite you to experience the next chapter in this journey. Join us in Seoul for the 2025 Aram Beauty Retreat, a voyage of rejuvenation and discovery designed to harmonize inner and outer beauty. Sign up here to become the first to learn more about this unforgettable experience. Let's just click that and see what it does. See if it takes us to a 2026 retreat, maybe? Oh, it does. Okay, so they are having one in 2026. Aram Beauty Retreat in Seoul, Inquiry Form 2026. Aram is the first Korean beauty-inspired medical aesthetic spa in the U.S., located in New York City's Syosset and Bridgehampton. We offer clinical skincare, facials, injectables, aesthetic treatments, and plastic surgery procedures. Okay, I'm going to click on start just to see what happens. All right, so then you just give them your name and phone number and email them. So that is so interesting. And then I also hopped on this retreat. I thought that we would just look at it. Was just posted a month ago, and it's called the Seoul CEO Glow Retreat. This picture is so pretty. There are 4 beautiful women in their robes and towels wrapped on their head, and they're sitting with their feet in a glorious pool. It looks like on the top of a building or something because the city is behind them. It says luxury, beauty, and business. This is not a trip. This is a full elevation experience. Step into your next level with exclusive 7-day luxury retreat in Seoul, South Korea, the global capital of beauty innovation and elite aesthetics. Designed for women who want to look better, feel better, and move smarter, this experience blends high-end beauty, luxury lifestyle, and boss-level strategy into one unforgettable journey. From the moment you land, everything is handled. You will be immersed in a curated experience that combines self-care, soft life energy, and CEO mindset expansion. What you'll experience: advanced Korean beauty treatments with top-tier professionals, access to elite skincare and cosmetic manufacturers, luxury accommodations and curated group experiences, a dedicated shopping and content day in Seoul, high-quality photo and video content to elevate your personal brand, real conversations around business, wealth, and scaling your lifestyle, a powerful environment of like-minded women leveling up together. This retreat is for women who understand that beauty is power, but strategy is the upgrade. Whether you're coming to glow up physically, mentally, or financially, you're leaving with more than memories. You're leaving with a transformation. Dates are October 11th through 18th of 2026. Location is in Seoul, South Korea. Spots are limited. This is an exclusive experience, not mass access. If you're waiting to sign up to step into your next level, this is it. So we will put a link to this in the show notes if this sounds like something that is totally up your alley. Those really do sound like great journeys to me. Let me know in the comments if this is something you would consider. I think it's a great way to dip your toe into K-beauty. So whether you are going with a group or you're going solo, there are some things to remember. In Seoul, you rarely just pick a treatment from a menu. They are going to actually sit you down and have a consultation with you about your skin and about what you are looking for. Most will have a skin scanning camera to show you exactly what your pores and hydration levels look like under a microscope. Be honest about your current routine and any recent recent treatments you might have had to avoid oversensitizing your skin. While many top-tier clinics do have English-speaking coordinators, it's always smart to have a translation app ready. A key phrase to know is sunbun for moisture and hydration, the magic words for that glass skin look. What to wear? Comfort is king. You'll likely be changing into the clinic's robe and headband, so wear something easy to slip on and off. And this is the day you can skip your makeup. Since they will be cleansing your face for you, you will be saving time for your actual treatment. After your treatment, the clinic will likely give you a list of do's and don'ts, like skipping the sauna or wearing extra SPF. In Korea, skincare is looked at as an investment. Following the aftercare is just as important as the treatment itself. Think of a Korean facial not just as an indulgence, but as a skin checkup. It's clinical, it's efficient, and yes, it's incredibly effective. Just remember, it's okay to ask questions. These experts are there to help you understand your skin, not just sell you a service. The clinic is for the external glow. The temple is for the internal one. But if you are wanting to get the glass skin results without the Gangnam price tag, good news. There are some incredible open secret spots where you can experience K-beauty for virtually zero cost. There is the government-funded hub Beauty Play, a K-beauty experience center supported by the Korean Ministry of Health and Welfare. They offer free skin analysis using AI machines. They have free color analysis stations and even one-on-one makeup consultants at no extra cost to locals or tourists. This is essentially a free masterclass in your own skin. You can walk in, get a professional diagnosis, and receive samples and product suggestions without any high-pressure sales. While the high-end wellness escape centers like the 13-day Regent Holiday Tour can cost up to $8,000 USD. But listeners, you can book a city temple experience for a fraction of that. They have modern meditation centers located right in the heart of Seoul. They offer single night programs throughout the year, designed specifically for tourists and locals to escape the city bustle. So you don't have to trek up into the mountains to find your inner peace. To me, this is a perfect way of balancing a day of shopping and a couple of days in K-beauty with a night of complete zen, all for a budget-friendly flat fee. We have a list of 4 of these beautiful locations in our show notes, so be sure to check them out if this sounds like something right up your alley. And I also did a quick search on airfare from my home airport, which is Sky Harbor in Phoenix, Arizona. And I got rates round trip between $1,000 and $1,500. I bet if I went to some of the clinics right here in my hometown of Phoenix, Arizona, I know I would be finding procedures as much as the airfare to go to Seoul, Korea. So this sounds like a great reason to me to jump on this bandwagon. You get a trip and the beauty care and inner work. Fantastic. But before I go, I want to give you a heads up about next week. We are moving from the microscopic details of skincare to the infinite scale of the universe. We are going to talk about cosmic wellness and stargazing. I'm going to show you why star bathing is the new forest bathing and how looking up can help us find our footing back here on Earth. We will profile the first certified astrotourism retreats in Italy and review a galaxy wellness program that uses the night sky as a tool for healing. If you've been feeling overwhelmed by the digital noise, next week you'll find out why the stars might be the ultimate reset. As we close out today's episode, I want to leave you with one final thought. A bucket list doesn't have to be a list of things you see before you die. I like to say it's a list of the way you want to feel while you're alive. And sometimes the most bucket listy thing you can do isn't found in a serum or a high-tech clinic. It's giving yourself the grace to stop running and just be. Maybe we're all chasing that glass skin glow in Seoul today, or perhaps you're finding your own version of temple silence right where you are this week. Regardless of the path, remember, the world can wait. You are the destination. I'm Kelly Morgan Murley, and this has been Bucket List Retreats, the podcast. Thank you for spending time with me. If you have enjoyed our deep dive into the Glow-cation trend this week, don't forget to share this episode with a friend who needs a reminder to glow from the inside out. And as always, keep retreating, keep exploring, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Bye-bye. This has been a Bucket List Retreats production. Your host is Kelly Morgan Murley. This podcast is produced, edited, and mixed by Kelly with a little help from her AI assistant, Penelope. Follow the show on Instagram at Bucket List Retreats TM. Listen to Bucket List Retreats, the podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, or watch on YouTube. And when you're there, and if you have enjoyed the show, please hit subscribe and the thumbs up to support the show.
I love you, Gaga.